Hi, my name is Jake Thompson. Thank you for joining me this week on another edition of the Weekly Fumble, where I'll be bringing you the top 4 college football games of Week 2. Let's get it started. Number 15, Georgia goes into South Bend, Indiana, and plays Notre Dame this weekend for the first time since 1981 when Georgia won in the Sugar Bowl 17-10 over Notre Dame. But the game today is going to be interesting because we don't know how good these two teams are. One played Appalachian State, Georgia did, and Notre Dame played Temple. So today is going to be a good test for both teams. I think Georgia comes out, they wear and tear, they beat down Notre Dame's defense with their two running backs, Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. And Jake Fromm, he's the quarterback today for Georgia. As you know, Jacob Eason got hurt. He has a sprained knee, and he will be out. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he is out for tonight's game. I think that Georgia grounds and pounds. I think they wear Notre Dame's defense out, and I think Georgia wins the football game by 3 points. The next game, number 14 Stanford visits number 6 USC. Last week USC didn't look so good. They played Western Michigan. They gave up 31 points. Western Michigan was in that game in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be tough to tell if USC is going to be prepared for this game against Stanford, who had a week off to prepare. And I think that Stanford comes in. It's all going to be about the running game for Stanford. And I think that they ground and pound. And I think that Stanford comes in here and upsets USC on the road at the Coliseum. And listen, Stanford's won 4 out of the last 5 games against USC in the Coliseum. So this should be fun. I like Stanford to upset USC. The next game, number 13 Auburn visits number 3 Clemson. This is going to be a heck of a matchup. Let me tell you, these two running teams, they're great. One ran for 353 and one ran for 351 last week. Granted, they didn't play anybody. Auburn played Georgia Southern, and Clemson played Kent State. So this should be a great matchup. Remember, these two teams played last year. Clemson obviously won 19-13, but I think that Clemson comes into this game. They got Louisville and they got Virginia Tech on the road this month, so it's not going to be a good month for Clemson, but at least they have this game at home against Auburn. I think that Clemson wins the football game, but it's going to be very close. Jared Stidham gets his first start since transferring from Baylor. He's playing for Auburn, and I think that he's going to do exceptional well, but that Clemson defense is just too strong, and I think Clemson wins the football game. Now the big game. Everybody's been talking about this all week. A top 5 game. Number 5 Oklahoma visits number 2 Ohio State. Remember, everybody thought Ohio State's defense in the first half was terrible against Indiana on last Thursday night in week 1, and it was. I mean, if they don't get their defense straightened up in the first half, and Oklahoma, they could put up some points. So if Ohio State lollygags in that first half, they could easily put up 35 points. Oklahoma can. And if you're an Ohio State fan, you do not want that to happen. You do not want Oklahoma just to come into the horseshoe and just come in there and just put up a whole bunch of points, just like Ohio State did last year. They scored 14 in the first quarter. They scored 35 in the first half against Oklahoma, and they won 45-24. I think it's going to be a closer game. I think Ohio State wins, but I think it's going to be a closer game than last year, against Oklahoma. Thank you for joining me this week on another edition of the Weekly Fumble. I'm Jake Thompson. Salute.